Good morning. Welcome to another of my monologues. Today's monologue might be a bit of a rambly chat today. I just feel in the mood for a little chin chat, as they say. And I'm going to smoke my pipe. Now, I know I have another channel, The Vogue Show, in which I smoke my pipe, and occasionally Julia puts her little face into it and she joins me. But I want to kind of talk about authenticity and progression in today's video. And I had an email from somebody who said, and I don't want, I may completely get this wrong, by the way. He was talking about branding. We're all becoming a bit branding. If you use social media, we all sort of brand ourselves. We've all been encouraged to be the brand, be the brand. And then I thought to myself, that's very true. Oh, talking of brands, I'm just for those who are interested, I'm smoking Robert McConnell's, the original Maduro. I've had one bowl of it so far, and I shall be probably smoking it in my other channel on Sunday. I do a video every Sunday puffing a pipe. And who knows, Julia may be in it. Anyway, look at this. It's a sort of very dark looking thing. It's an unusual tobacco. Anyway, branding. And we're all, if you go on YouTube and you start a channel or whatever, you know, the gurus will tell you, you've got to build the brand. If you have a business, you've got to build the brand. If you use Instagram or Facebook or any of that rubbish, you've got to build a brand, you know, build a sort of look in order to get the likes and the comments. And if you're trying to earn money, you've got to, you know, build a sort of style. And from this email, I was thinking about what he was saying. And I thought, yeah, it's kind of a trap, isn't it? It's a bit of a trap because in a way, you lose your authenticity. By the way, somebody left a comment. This might be all over the place. I don't really care. It said, when I see the pipe, I'm off. It's like, really? How exciting. Bye-bye if you are like that. What is our authentic self? We put on many faces, don't we? We put on a face for work. We put on a face when things are troubling us and we say, oh, no, it's all fine. I had a knock on the door yesterday, just as I was lighting the Essie. I'm a man who likes smoke. I have a wood-burning fire. I smoke a pipe. I think smoke's lovely. I used to light fires as a kid. I was fascinated by fire, and I'm a fire sign. You know, on the old Zodiac thing. Anyway, I had a knock on the door just as I was lighting the Essie. And a friend of mine, he said, I've just walked back from the hospital after 4 days being in hospital. He said, I've had a stroke. I said, oh, God, are you all right? And he seemed to be all right. And he was laughing. He was laughing. And he sort of played it down. And he said, is there any chance you could drop me home? And I said, well, of course I'd drop you home. Unfortunately, he lived in John O'Groats, so it did take me a long time to get up there. I'm joking. He only lived about 4 miles away, 6 miles away, something like that. Anyway, I dropped him home and I made sure he was all right and all of that. But I thought, isn't it funny? We do put on these different faces, don't we? It's like, yeah, no, it's all right. Don't worry. A lot of people find it difficult to ask for help or get help. I was talking to somebody else who was having financial issues, and he was talking about it. And I said, you know, you've got to ask for help. You've got to, you know, don't put on a brave face all the time. Sometimes we have to strip away all that branding, what people think of us, and become our authentic self. And sometimes when we're in trouble, we need those people around us. We need family. We need our friends. And we mustn't be too proud to ask. And I think a lot of people become too proud, especially when they're dealing with things. And a lot of older people, I think, have been brought up to be a little bit stoic and to try and, you know, brush it all aside. We all know the historical stiff upper lip, old chap, you know, it'll be fine, don't show your emotions and all of this. And then there's the reverse of that, where some people are going, well, we've got to show our emotions at every opportunity. And then that almost becomes the brand itself. And then they're not really being authentic. And so I don't really know what I'm saying in today's video. As I said, it might be a bit of a rambling thing. But the world out there seems to push us into an artificial version of us. And we've spoken about the name, haven't we? The name that's put on the copy of an entry, the name that the government Crown Corporation copyrights, registers, and you wear this name like a badge, like a label, and then they say, are you Mr. or Mrs. so-and-so? And you go, oh yes, that's me. And you automatically become, and already you're branded with this name that's actually not you. And it seems to me that we've lost in a lot of times who we are. Not all of us, definitely not all of us. I think a lot of people who've begun to sort of push back against the commercial world, who perhaps have little farm steads, you know, homesteads, farmsteads, farms, perhaps retired people are no longer in the business world in which you put on a suit and tie and you have to adhere to certain rules and regulations, and you can become yourself. And yet we're in a world, are we not, where we're wrapped up in all the legalese and the legislation, which again is like saying, well, you've got to adhere to this and you've got to adhere to that, and these are the rules for life. And you think, well, hold on a minute. I'm born onto the earth, and you're giving me almost from the get-go, here's the rules and regulations to live on this earth. If you crawl your miserable body into some form of shelter with a roof on it, you need to pay council tax. You need to pay us money. There's no two ways about it. If you need shelter from the elements, you need to pay. If you need to have water, divine material like water that is everywhere and nowhere when you want it, you've got to pay for it. If you want electricity that's basically comes from the ether, a natural element, you've got to pay for it. And if you want any of these things, you've got to enter our world of commerce. You've got to pretend to be this name, and you've got to be, you know, all of this. And we lose our authenticity of who we are as whatever it is that we are. I mean, so difficult to define. And then, you know, when they give you this label, this name, and you go, oh, that's who I am, is it? And I think, how do you prove that you are a label that's been stuck onto you, this name, whatever it is, forename and surname? And you don't even know if it's your name anyway, because only your mum and dad made it up and gave you the first part of it, and then the government decided to tack that on and put it in all caps and all of that. We're losing our authenticity, especially if we agree to it all and consent to being ruled by these numpties who obviously can't even organise a party in a wet paper bag, or whatever the phrase is. The other thing I wanted to mention in this rambling video as I smoke my pipe and enjoy the nicotine and the wistful smoke that comes from it, is we're told we're in a progressive society. We've got to progress, you know. We've got to go somewhere. And I've always said, where is this bloody progressive society going? Where are we progressing to? Oh, it's got to be better conditions for everybody. More money for people, more peace, more this, that, and then you look around and you go, I'm not seeing any of that. This progressive society doesn't seem to be giving me any more peace, any more time with my family. In fact, this progressive society has developed technology that has kept me separated from everything else and boxed in and working harder and in this world of commerce and obeying this rule and that rule, keep off the grass, well, and all of that. This progressive society that's supposed to be inclusive and all of these things seems actually the reverse of everything. And when I think about what I truly want in my authentic being is not to do very much, to be honest with you. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be sitting here. I should be in the country on a little farmstead with my beautiful partner and with some animals and nature around me. And we're looking for land, and it's a very difficult thing to find the right place at the right time at the right price, because everything is, carrot dangling. Oh no, you need to do this, and this is another hoop you've got to jump to. And you can't just move on the land because the council will come after you like some mafiosi. With the boys that will throw you off because you just want to live, because you just want to do your own thing, be out the way, grow your own food, not be a burden with anybody, act honourably, share the produce that you grow, milk some lovely cows and have some raw milk and do all the sort of good things in life. And the people who are pretending to be your friend and looking after you, that apparently, if you want to, you can get on the electoral roll and vote for these bastards, then they'll actually come and stop you from being authentic and progressing in the direction that you want to progress. For Julia and I, we want to progress where we're just not doing a great deal, looking after animals, enjoying nature. But you can't even do that now because they're spraying the nature with all sorts of chemicals. They're flying the aeroplanes, they're blocking out the sun. They're just causing people's lives misery. And you just think, this is the progressive society that everyone is clamouring for? And then you smoke your pipe and they're all going, oh, you mustn't do that. It's killing you and all this. And when, of course, the reverse is absolutely true. And so in the end, the point I suppose I'm trying to work out, what this rambling chat today is you've got to realise, I suppose, that we're not an onion. You're not an onion. That all these little wrappings around you that have accrued over your lifetime, the fake name, the fake rules and acts and statutes, the fake having to go to work, the fake having to pay just to have a roof over your head, the fake paying a mortgage that's actually already made the bank tons of money. We've got to dispense with all that and get back to being in the moment, living for us, for ourselves, to enjoy and be creative in our own unique way, and not pandering to all these other things, wearing these little faces and putting on a suit and tie and going to the office. And the amount of times as an entertainer in the past when I would be employed, I mean, this is most ridiculous, on sales floors, because they wanted to incentivize the salespeople selling tech and various things. And so they would have entertainers on the sales floor in these big corporations. I bet they still do it. And we're there to say, if you do this, if you manage to reach this, what do you call it, a target. If you manage to reach this target, you can get a go in this. We had these booths with money in them, and you get a go in this money booth, and they needed somebody to go all dressed up and panache and all of this, going, hello, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do, and we were employed to do such stupid things. And I just looked at these people and I thought, it's all a sham. It's just all a sham. And people were being paid, and they bought these very expensive flash cars, but they would get up to work at 8 in the morning and they would leave at 8 at night and never really actually get to use all these flash cars. And I watched a program years ago when I had a television, something about a millionaire, and he was a millionaire and he was constantly on the phone. He had loads of money, had a swimming pool, and he said, I'd never been in the pool. I haven't actually swam in my swimming pool because I'm so damn busy. I had this big house, and he said, I can't enjoy any of these things because I'm so busy trying to make the next million. And I thought, are people never satisfied with their lot? It seems not. Always got to get that, a bit more, be up with the Joneses. Not for me. I don't give a fig what the Joneses are up to. So it's important, I think. And you may differ, you may think this is a whole load of crap, and that's your prerogative, thank goodness. We have to find, I believe, our true, authentic selves. Not worry about all this other nonsense and just get on with our lives the way we want to get on with them. And just start telling these people who are telling us how to live our lives and what we should do and all of this to bog off. Thank you very much.